Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now with the main headlines. Indian court scraps UP Madrasa law, effectively forcing Muslim students into government schools. United Nations experts expresses alarm of increasing trafficking in persons and child recruitment in Sudan. At least 150 people killed and 145 wounded in Moscow attack claimed by Daesh. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi remarks on the Mus'haf of Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers. This is Yunus Dawood and you're watching Shia Waves live from London, only on Imam Hussein TV 3. A court in India has recently prohibited Islamic schools in the most populous state of the country, a decision that may lead to further alienation of many Muslims from Prime Minister Narendra Modi Hindu nationalist government as national elections approach. The ruling on Friday annulled a 2004 law regulating madrasas in Uttar Pradesh, citing a violation of India's constitutional secularism and mandating the transfer of students to mainstream schools. The order from Allahabad High Court impacts 2.7 million students and 10,000 teachers across 25,000 madrasas, as stated by Iftikhar Ahmed Javed, the head of the state's Madrasa Education Board in a region where 1/5 of 240 million population is Muslim. The state government must also guarantee that children aged between 6 to 14 years are not left without enrollment in duty recognized institutions. The court judges emphasized in their verdict that Muslims and advocacy organizations have accused certain BJP members and their associates of propagating anti-Islamic rhetoric, engaging in vigilante activities, and demolishing properties owned by Muslims. India's Muslim communities have faced decades of discrimination, which experts say has worsened under the Hindu nationalist BJP government. The recent enactment of 2019 citizenship law is a clear example, sparking fury amongst the community and right activists. United Nations experts are alarmed by increasing reports of trafficking in persons, especially women and girls, for sexual exploitation and child recruitment for hostilities in Sudan, Andulu agency has reported. The humanitarian crisis has led to the displacement of over 9 million people, with access to support for victims and survivors reportedly deteriorating since December. There are reports of women and girls being sold at slave markets in areas controlled by the RSF, troops and other armed groups in North Darfur. Concerns have also been raised about the rise in early and forced child marriage, gender-based violence and recruitment of children by armed groups for exploitation, despite previous warnings to Sudanese authorities and RSF representatives. UN experts have called for accountability and effective investigation of violations of international human rights and humanitarian law. As required by international law, at least 13,900 people have been killed and more than 8 million displaced in the conflict that started in April 2023, according to United Nations figures. At least 115 people have been killed and 145 have been wounded in Russia's worst terror attack in years, as gunmen in combat fatigues opened fire and detonated explosives in a major concert hall on the outskirts of Moscow, news reports have said. Following the attack, which occurred last night, Russian media reported that the authorities have detained 11 people so far. According to media outlets, Daesh has claimed responsibility for the attack late on Friday in a post on Telegram in which the group claimed its gunmen had managed to escape afterwards. A US official has Washington has intelligence confirmed IS's claim. Video published online showed horrific scenes of some people begging for help from the roof of the concert hall as it burned behind them. Eyewitness told reporters that the attackers were armed with assault rifles and some carried vests with various ammunition. At least 2 of the attackers are carrying backpacks, possibly with Molotov cocktails. Let us remind our respective viewers of today's headlines. Indian court scraps the Uttar Pradesh Madrasa law, effectively forcing Muslim students into government schools. United Nations expert expresses alarm over increasing trafficking in persons and child recruitment in Sudan. At least 115 people have been killed and 145 people wounded in Moscow attack claimed by Daesh. Also tonight, United Nations passes landmark resolution on artificial intelligence. The scholarly meetings of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Hussein al-Shirazi was held on Thursday and Friday night, coinciding the 10th and the 11th days of the holy month of Ramadan. In these sessions, like the previous meetings, the Marja answered the questions of those present in the meeting about various jurisprudential issues. In relation to the Mus'haf of Sayyidah Fatimah al-Zahra alayhi salam, Grand Ayatollah Shirazi said that the Mus'haf of Sayyidah Fatimah al-Zahra alayhi salam was recorded on occasions when Gabriel was honored to visit Fatimah al-Zahra alayhi salam and would present some facts to her. And the commander of the faithful, Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, would write those things, and this compilation has been named Mus'haf Fatimah al-Zahra alayhi salam. More details in the following report.
همین نه همون یکی کتاب علیه علیه السلام هست، یکی صحیفه حضرت زهرا علیه السلام. شاید همون کتاب علیه نمی اسم دیگه داره مسند باشه. ایشون میگن کتاب خاصی نی به نام مسند علی. نه، ما یه چیزی در دست به نام مسند علی علیه السلام نیست. غیر از ایشون میفرمان در احمد بن حنبل یه عده روایاتی که از امیرالمومنین نقل کرده اسمش گذاشته مسند علی. نه مسند نی، اون صحیفه فاطمه سلام الله علیها این هم اسمش کتاب علی علیه السلام. یعنی این دوتا رو من میدونم. اینا حالاها متأخرین، یعنی تو این قرن اخیر یه عده جمع کردن. یکیشون هم مرحوم اخوی ما اسد حسن جمع کرده این که روایاتی که از حضرت صادق شده، روایاتی که از حضرت باقر، روایاتی که از حضرت سجاد، روایاتی که از حضرت کاظم، جدا جدا اینا رو جمع کردن. یه عده این در متأخر المتأخرینه.
And now we'll continue with some shorter news. A mass grave containing the bodies of at least 65 migrants has been found in southwest Libya, the International Organization for Migration, IOM, has said. According to IOM, the circumstances of their death and their nationalities are still unknown, but it is believed they died being smuggled through the desert towards the Mediterranean. The organization, part of the United Nations, said it was profoundly shocked by the discovery, stressing the need for a coordinated response to smuggling of migrants and legal migration pathways. The International Organization for Migration, the IOM, reports that around 525,000 Afghan migrants have returned from Pakistan to Afghanistan and require assistance, according to the IOM. Afghan refugees returning from Iran and Pakistan face challenges in Afghanistan, including food, shelter, water, and job shortages. International efforts struggle to meet the needs of these vulnerable populations, calling for long-term solutions to address displacement and reintegration challenges. Some Pakistani media outlets recently reported that the Ministry of the Interior of Pakistan has instructed the Punjab provincial government to start the second phase of deporting Afghan citizens holding Afghan citizenship cards on April 15th of this year. The annual report of water access from the United Nations has declared that the world is currently in the midst of a water crisis and has identified as Iran as one of the countries facing extremely high water stress. The United Nations World Development Report has released in anticipation of the World Water Day revealed that over the past 2 decades, leading up to 2021, droughts have impacted over 1.4 billion people globally, resulting in nearly 21,000 fatalities. A report from the Washington-based World Resources Institute in August also singled out Iran as one of the 25 nations struggling with especially high water stress. According to experts, the over-exploration of aquifers to fulfill the demands of agriculture and urban areas has led to Iran into water bankruptcy. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is currently experiencing its worst cholera outbreak since 2017, with 50,000 suspected cases and 470 deaths recorded in 2023. The World Health Organization said on Friday that the risk is high in internally displaced people or the IDP sites due to poor living conditions, inadequate water supply and sanitation services, the World Health Organization has also added. Additionally, the country is battling the largest measles epidemic since 2019, with nearly 28,000 cases and 750,000 deaths in 2024. And the UN organization has also revealed that it should be noted that the combination of measles and malnutrition has a serious impact on children under 5, exacerbated by a lack of access to vaccines. The UK-based Stop Uyghur Genocide campaign has said that Uyghur Muslims in occupied Xinjiang region continue to write poetry in their original language, challenging cultural erosion under the Chinese Communist Party regime. The campaign statement came following the World Poetry Day, which was celebrated on Thursday, March 21st, to recognize poetry as a form of creative expression and a manifestation of a linguistic and cultural identity. Writing poetry is considered an essential part of daily lives for many Uyghurs, known for its beauty and flexibility. However, Uyghur literature has become a target for the Chinese government, with their continuous persecution escalating to the level of genocide as well. In their landmark step, reaffirming the international community's commitment to the ethical advancement of artificial intelligence, the United Nations General Assembly unanimously approved a resolution aimed at promoting the protection of personal data, human rights, and risk monitoring. This resolution is considered a significant step towards achieving a balance between technological advancements and the protection of human rights. The United States initiated this step as garnished support from a coalition of 123 countries, including China, on March the 2nd. This move reflects a prominent unity among all 193 member states of the United Nations and their collective direction towards developing and implementing artificial intelligence for the common good of humanity. On another note, the European Union adopted the Artificial Intelligence Act on March the 13th, marking another step towards ensuring the safety and security of technology in service to humanity. The EU regulations prohibit various technologies, including biometric surveillance and social scoring systems, highlighting their commitment to protect the citizens' privacy rights. And this resolution serves as a beacon, demonstrating the world's commitment to the ethical progress of artificial intelligence and the necessity of achieving a balance between technology and ethics in its use. We have reached the end of today's Shia Waves show. Let's remind our dear viewers of today's headlines. Indian court scraps Uttar Pradesh Madrasa law, effectively forcing Muslim students into government schools. United Nations experts expresses alarm over increasing trafficking in persons and child recruitment in Sudan. At least 115 people killed and 145 wounded in Moscow attack claimed by Daesh. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi remarks on Mus'haf Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. United Nations passes landmark resolution on artificial intelligence. You can view the latest news on Shia Waves' website, and you can send news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Contact us on numbers at the bottom of your screen. Thank you for watching, and we pray to Allah the Almighty to hasten the reappearance of the Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Darkness in which I see God's light, Ya Ramadan.
I want to let you know that 7 Steps to Heaven, the best game show voted by the people, not my own words, is back on your screens on